Hello, my name is Rich White, and I am with the Immersive Education Group. And this is the third video in the series of this Vizor application we've been covering. This is the Web Developers Kit for developing virtual reality scenes. And where I'm at now is I'm in my profile, and in my profile we've got a few templates that I think are going to be very useful for you as you begin to build things with Vizor. The template we're going to be working with is this temp 1. It's called temp 1. Now if you come here to my profile, vizor.io /stemlab. So vizor.io /stemlab. You're going to see some of my projects, everything from the past video projects that I recorded to this one. And this is the template we're going to be working with. And the neat thing about this one is it's got some patches in here that move our camera so that we're not stuck with a static screen that we can only look around it and not move. Our camera is going to constantly be moving towards the direction that either we're pointed towards on a mobile device, our phone or our tablet, or if we're on our computer, we control our camera direction with the arrow keys. And so that's how this one's different. What you're going to want to do is go to this temp one and click edit so we can edit this. Now you're going to want to make this your own. You're going to want to click duplicate, and that's going to make a copy for you that's going to remain in your profile so that you don't have to keep coming back to my profile to use it. You can create one of your own. So we're going to use this as our template. We're going to change the ground. We're going to add a model. We'll probably keep the planet because I think it kind of looks cool. So let's go to our patches, and remember I can either do this through Program or by clicking the Tab key. And let's see what we've got here. We've got, which one are we going to be working with? We're going to be working with this plane. So the sphere we're not really concerned about. The lighting we'll work with too. The sky we'll leave. But this plane, we want to change the texture that's down here on the ground. And so we'll go to the plane here and we'll click this pencil icon. We've got a lot of patches here. We don't need to worry about any of them. We can just come right here to the texture and click this pencil icon here. Now once we're in here, we can do one of two things. We can upload a file. So if you have a texture that you want to use, you can browse your computer and upload it, and then you'll see it here. But I'm going to use something that's already been uploaded. So I'm going to scroll through here and see what I find. I may go with, let's go with the rocks. Those are kind of neat. And select. And there we go. So we'll stick with the rocks. I want to make sure I go back to the root here. And get out of my patches. Now I'm going to drag in a robot. This little robot doesn't have a texture. It's something I created in Tinkercad and then ran through GreenbushLabs to convert to a Collada file. So I'm going to drop that there. That'll upload it. And there we go. There's my little robot. I'm going to have to really, let's rotate him first. Get him setting up right. There we go. Kind of. And let's scale it. Let's make it nice and big here. There we go. And let me move him. Oops. Move him down that low. There we go. Move him over, maybe rotate him a little bit. Now, let's fiddle with the lighting here so that, and he's not as big as I want him. I'm going to scale him up a little bit more. Oops. There we go. And let's go back to my patches. Remember, either program or the tab key. And let's look at some lighting. One thing I do know I want to do is I want to bring this. I want to bring this down. The lights down a little closer to the ground here. A little closer. Okay. Now let's look at the patch. Not the sky. We're not concerned with the sphere. We've already worked with the plane. We're working with lighting here. So let's just see what the D light. This is kind of the backlight. You can see it back over here. So it's going to be backlit yellow. Let's sky or ground rather. Let's kind of do something a greenish. And then the sky, let's do some maybe something like that. Yeah, I'll add some nice contrast. Okay, now let's get in here and let's look and see what we've got. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I like that. Now here's something we can do. Let's and I haven't shown you this before, but just like with almost any other tool you could use, you remember you can copy and paste things, and here you can Control C or Control V or Command C and Command V if you're on a Mac machine. Now I'm going to make several more planets here, so let's Control C, Control V, and see, I just drag it. Let's kind of space them out here. Control C, Control V. Now move that one over. Maybe one more planet. Control C, Control V. Let's do some robots too. Zoom in here. Control C, Control V. Okay. And pull. There we go. There we go. Control C, Control V. And we'll do one more robot. Control C, Control V. There we go. So now we've got a little scene. We've got several models here. Well, two, the planet and the robot. And we've got, you really don't, with this patch, you really don't get a great view of where your avatar, sometimes he kind of runs way off, but when you're in the scene viewing it, you can see it fine. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's publish. Let's call this Robot Planet. Let's make it public. Let's publish. After this is published, it will give us our typical interface. Oop, there we go. Now you can see here, oop, wow, robots are huge. Nice, I like it. But you see how my camera's floating? It's kind of floating. Now, if this was on a mobile device, this would float in the direction of the area that I was looking at. So if I pointed my head to the left, it would float to the left. If I pointed my head to the right, it would float to the right. Since I'm on a computer, see how I'm moving with my arrow keys and it's going the direction. So I could go right towards this planet. If I was looking right at that planet, he's going to float, slowly float towards that planet. Now this has a million possibilities. You could do some really cool like garden float throughs, which would be really neat if you made some butterflies and some flowers and things of that nature, or a cave float through would be incredible. But this is just a quick sample here. Let's float straight to that robot right there. So, and as before, on a mobile device, Boom, that's it. To share it, right here. That's how you'll share it. Embed. So that is a quick use of templates with animations. I will do another one that doesn't move the camera, that moves your model. And that'll be our fourth video. I hope you find a good use for this one though.